Hello and welcome to the It's Not a Surprise show. Hi everyone, welcome back to RC Pie, and it's a new car day. Now I'm not going to pretend today that I don't know what this is or that you don't know what this is. You've seen the title on the video, you've clicked on the link, you already know what this is, and you know the big RGT symbol on the front of the box is a bit of a giveaway as well. So without further ado, I'll just introduce it as the RGT EX, I don't know, what's it on the box? EX86020. Yeah, cool name. Otherwise known as the Intruder. I suppose we better get it open. Let's have a quick look at the box. Available in three colours: red, the yellowy sandy colour, and silver, or I think they're calling it grey. Now hopefully I've got the red, that's what I asked for. On the back, what's it telling us? Chassis structure, 3mm CNC aluminium alloy chassis rail. So looks like they are not steel C-section. Deceleration system, low centre of gravity with slip reducer, all metal gears with number 45 steel reduction shaft. Okay. Gear, the front and rear axles use CNC steel spiral gear, which can raise up the front and rear drive shaft and make the chassis of the car have better passability. Okay, so low profile pumpkins. Linkage rod, 6mm diameter solid metal, 8 connecting rod structure, so 4-link. The ball joint of the linkage rod use reinforced nylon material with a new formula which is more resistant to friction and deformation. Interesting. Right, new lamp process. The lampshade uses transparent oil paint process. Cool, so they've not got stickers on like the Rescuer did. Got dimensions, so it's a 285mm wheelbase. The whole thing is 525mm long. Electronic equipment, 25 kilo servo. Other highlights: equipped with winch servo installation position. Okay, that's cool. Equipped with 2 battery tray installation positions, suitable for different battery sizes. Also a cool thing. The wheels are made of butyl rubber. I bet they're not, I bet it's the tyres. Installed with 115mm diameter MT tyres. Oh, maybe it is. Come with 1.9-inch wheel hub. No. Butyl rubber must be the tyres. Hidden body shell latch design. Add body shell latch fixed buckle to prevent fall and loss. Not sure what that means. We'll find out. A little bit on the side about the body features, but we'll have a look at that. Oh, breakover angle 31 degrees, approach 51 degrees, departure 47 degrees. Interesting. And it's got a thumbs up on the red. So let's have a look what I've actually got. I can't get it out of the box. Hang on. It's still tricky, but I have never had so much difficulty getting a crawler out of a box. That's crazy. But yeah, it's zip tied in to this like inner carton. So yeah, that's making it a bit tricky. But it's out, it's the red one. And I've got to say, I don't know what it'll look like on the video, but that is beautiful. The colour is fantastic. Well, straight out of the box, and my first thoughts are, wow, it's very pretty. It's very, very pretty. The colour of this body is absolutely beautiful. It's as nice a colour as I've seen on any RC car. the only thing that sort of springs to mind is the original Avanti and just how stunning that blue was. This is beautiful. I'm glad I got the red. Yeah, it's nice. It's got lovely details. It very much looks like the Rescuer, the EX86 190 Pro, or the FTX Outback Tracker, as it's also sold. But a 3-door rather than a 5-door. So that's the Toyota Land Cruiser LC90, is it? So I don't know what number this is, but it's clearly a Land Cruiser anyway, and a very nice one at that. It has a similar bumper and wraparound fender guard, wheel arch guard, whatever you want to call it, around here that clips onto the bumper and is mounted onto this skid plate. So that was a great thing on the Rescuer, and looks like it's also a great thing on here. So the bumper, I think that's the same, although it does look like it perhaps fits a bit tighter, so maybe that is slightly different. But either way, it's nice. We've got similar, if not the same, I think the same door mirrors, which have got a nice mirrored sticker as well. Moulded plastic door handle, vents on the back. The body's just not quite sitting right. There we go. Mud flaps on the rear, not on the front. I think the Rescuer had them on both. The roof rack is different, very much different to the one that was on the Rescuer. This one actually looks and feels a little bit more solid. Hopefully that will mean it's still tough. If I flip it round, you can also see the snorkel. I think that's the same snorkel as was on the Rescuer and is very nice. We've got the bonnet latch here, or the hood latch, which on the Rescuer you twisted that and then, oh, right, aha, we have a major difference, because the bonnet or hood on the Rescuer lifted up and you could see a moulded cover for the motor that was a faux engine. This is one piece, which actually I prefer, because why did you need to open that anyway? It just seemed a bit pointless and just something else to break. And just adding a bit more weight, which was unnecessary. One thing that we can see that we've got, which is very nice indeed, is having an interior. Now, whilst the guy isn't the greatest, you know, he's all moulded into the interior himself, and he's boring and black, and it's all boring and black and a little bit shiny. At least he's there, so painting it up isn't a particularly tricky thing to do, but it does give you that easy opportunity to work a full interior. And clear windows, how nice are they? No stickers that you have to remove, no messing about, just nice clear windows up front, and then sort of smoked window stickers around the rest of it. But we can see that half interior in there. Has it got a bed? Yes, it has. It's good. Okay, so it's a full interior, so that's excellent. It's not got rear seats, but it has got a luggage compartment in there, so full interior. So that's pretty cool, pretty exciting that that's all built in. And spare wheel on the back, as well as the ladder up to the roof. Have we got space? Yes, we've got space to put a tow bar in there. And the lights, as it mentioned on the box, these lights are painted, lacquered, so we've not got stickers, so those look really, really nice. And we've also got more in that bumper as well, in the rear bumper. The front ones, again, very, very nice looking lights, and we've got fog light lenses there, probably nothing inside them, but fog light lenses as well. Right, I'm going to have a look at what other bits come with it, and then we'll have a look under the shell. So this is everything that comes in the box. we've got the manual. I would expect this will be up to RGT's usual standards, being a pretty comprehensive manual, all your basic stuff, and there we go, the exploded diagrams, and your spare parts. So nice, useful manual, just what you need. I'm always happy with those. Sticker sheet. Now these are always a bit of a bugbear of mine. They produce a sticker sheet and then stick some of them on. So, you know, to me, it's kind of one way or the other. Either stick them on and give us another set, or don't stick them on. But I don't like getting a sticker sheet that's already been half used. The nice thing though is that we have got Land Cruiser stickers. That's pretty cool for a non-licensed body. And we've also got some quite nice other, well, proper brands. So yeah, they must have been reaching out a bit to other people. Things like, well, we've got TRD there as well. Discovery Channel, Gulf, so various different things there. Warn, which is a nice start for adding extra little detail. This would appear to be the battery tray. So we saw that we can mount the batteries in 2 places, so we'll find out more about that after. A USB charger for your LiPo, and that's a different USB charger to any I've seen so far, because they usually seem to be the same one in everything. We've got a bag of extra bits. Let's have a look, some screws, these spot lamps and lenses for just in front of the windscreen. We've got 3 windscreen wipers. We've got another wing mirror for up on the front wing. I think this is a spare wheel holder, but there's already one on. Rear view mirror, I guess that's not in, and a few other bits and bobs, a few spare clips and things. So we'll see what we need with those. The transmitter is one I've not seen before, calling it an MG6BS. I think it's a Dumbo, but I'm not sure. Like I say, I've not seen this model before. 6-channel radio though. Under the flap, well, power's on the front, or on the end. I don't know whether that's the front or the back. But the power's there. We've got dip switches up here, which first one is for forward reverse or forward reverse brake. Then we've got your battery choice, drag brakes, and reversing channels 4 or 5. Steering reverse and throttle reverse on those separate switches, a bind button, and your trim, steering dual rate, and throttle trim on thumb wheels there. So all what you'd expect. That feels okay, nothing special, and the throw of the throttle feels okay. We've got a channel 3 here, just a button. Now that button is for changing your lighting modes. I think it's rear lights or rear and front or none. There's channel 5, a 2-way or 3-way, I suppose, centre, and then up or down for another, which I suppose is going to be for your winch. And then channel 6 is a 3-way switch. So it's a comprehensive radio actually, and doesn't feel bad in the hand at all, and relatively easy to steer one-handed. Well, we'd better get underneath. Let's have a look at this hidden body mounting system. Hang on. This hidden body mounting system is the same as the Rescuer. It's just body pins underneath. Now, I've no problem with that, but please don't try and sell it to me as something radical and new. The only thing that's different is that you've got little rubber straps to hold the body pins, which is quite cool. I'll not knock it, but it's not a fancy body mounting system. Right, lift that off. Oh, and I pulled out what I presume was the wire to connect the lighting. I'll just look inside the body first. So inside the body, you can see all the interior tray there, which is quite nice. We've got the big frame on the back that supports the ladder and the spare wheel. Full wiring for the lights, and all very, very nicely routed, as nicely as you get on just about anything. Same at the front. And we've got a couple of spare cables there, which I think will be for your fog lights, or for a light bar, or for maybe for your spotlights on there. Yeah, probably not your fog lights. But whichever you choose, that's just a couple of spare outputs, which is quite a nice thing indeed. Right, the only thing I don't like here is the fact that it is all lined with, it's backed with silver. Now I get backing with silver to get that beautiful metallic colour, but then I think it needs backing with black, because it does really make your photos and your videos look better if you've got a view of black inside your truck. But anyway, we'll put that to one side and have a look at this chassis. So that was the cable that was plugging into the light controller box. Tyres. Now, I've got to say, I'm pleased, because they're not horrible fake Hyraxes. They seem to just be a kind of generic tyre of their own, but they feel quite sticky. I fancy using these and not just taking them off and getting rid of them, because they do feel quite nice. They're fairly stiff foams in there. They are vented, as you can hear, but they look quite good, and they look quite scale, which is always a nice thing. The whole thing feels quite nicely sprung. And there is a LiPo, right. So let's have a quick look around. Straight away, see it's on a Dean's plug, so that's a bit of a shame. So I will want to change that. Dean's on this ESC. Nice that there is a battery included. I'm just going to undo that strap. I can have a look. 20C, 2000 milliamp hour little 2S LiPo, but that's quite nice, quite a nice little LiPo to get as an option. So we're using that small tray on the side, so they're obviously thinking a bit more performance on here, which is interesting. The motor is the sort of regular RGT 550 motor, 35 turn. They're actually not a bad motor at all, and they will last quite some time before they eventually die. I've burnt out the fan in those in the past, but they do take quite a thrashing. The chassis rails, as we saw, they are solid, thick aluminium chassis rails. They look quite nice indeed. It looks like quite a nicely shaped chassis. It's not quite your absolute run-of-the-mill. We've got that forward mounted, but not too forward mounted motor. I would have perhaps expected it to be really forward mounted like that, but then you get in the way of servos, and you've got that front chassis mounted servo with a nice metal servo horn, and then a location there to fit another servo for your winch, which is a really nice bit of thought on this. So from that initial motor and front transmission, your spur mounting, you've got a little transmission box there, a drive shaft down to the central gearbox, and then transfer to front and rear. Let's just see if that is counter rotating. Yes, so your drive shafts counter rotate, so that will remove a lot of the torque twist from this, so that's great to see. What else do we need to see on the top? Well, just nice chassis rails with your location gutters for that body shell to sit in, so that's pretty good. Metal struts across between the shocks, also good, stop any flex there, and everything just looks hefty and good quality. The look underneath, the axles, they look quite nice, to be honest. They don't look anything fancy, but they look to be reinforced in the right places and relatively low profile. So although this is straight axle, it looks like it's probably going to deal quite well with a good bit of off-roading. 4-link rear, as you would expect, with nice hefty links there. It would be interesting to see whether these new material nylon ends are any good, if they're any different, but they do look quite nice. The front is 3-link plus panhard bar. Now, I've no problem with that. I quite like that. It gives that more realistic look and also gets rid of a lot of that bump steer. I'm going to just force the steering servo to have a look at the steering angle, and that looks very, very good. On a ready to run, I can't remember the last time I've seen a steering angle like that. So as long as the servo is going to throw that all the way, that will be very good indeed. You've got this sort of composite material for the drive shafts with the sliders in those, telescopic drive shafts. Those look nice. What else is there to say about this? I don't know. It looks like quite a nice truck. We've got a nice clean skid plate on there. I'm glad that they've not put any stupid metal covers on the diff covers, because those just hang up. And the sliders themselves look like they'll probably be okay. There are some bumps on there actually, which might look cool, but that doesn't strike me as a good idea. They might end up hanging up. The shocks themselves are full metal bodies, all of it, the caps, everything is metal there, and those look nice and they feel plush. They feel like they are set up fairly well, but this truck, just looking at this truck may have too much flex for the body. The suspension might have too much flex for the body, because I can get that front wheel to rub on this, which means it's going to rub on the body shell, but not a bad amount of flex. The rear looks like it might be a little bit stiff, but again, that might be good for performance, because in reality, how much flex do you need for a trail truck? Looks quite nice, looks promising, looking forward to using it. So overall, this is looking like quite an exciting new truck from RGT. Whilst it doesn't look like anything individually is anything spectacular or radical, it just feels like they're taking the quality that little bit further. It feels like they're taking the thought processes that little bit further and refining things and just getting things right and improving. Time will tell. I'm obviously going to want to take this out and give it a good drive, give it a good test and see what it can do. But my first impressions are that this is a truck that might shake things up a little bit when we've got a current trend for short wheelbases again. I think this is going to perhaps steal a bit of limelight from things like the Element, Bushido, stuff like that. This looks nicer. I don't think there's any question. This looks nicer. Okay, it's not an Element chassis, but a lot of people are going to buy a truck because it looks pretty, and this certainly does. So if you want to see more of what this can do, or see something of what this can do, I'm going to take it out. I'm going to get some videos done as soon as I possibly can. and get them on here. So please subscribe to RC Pi, click that bell if you want to see when new things are about, and we will see you soon with a bit more of this truck. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.